Welcome back to Glenn's really hot and tired and sweaty because it's hard work pushing cars around by yourself. It's like 8:30 Tuesday morning. I'm trying to get the BMW out of the garage here, and it's very hard work. So I resorted to the old trick of just put it in gear and crank it, and it'll pull itself reasonable inclines. You don't want to do it on anything too serious, so you overload your starter motor and all that sort of thing. And funny thing happened. This is not in real time. We're out of gear now, so that you missed the first one, but I kind of just turned the key just to make it move. We've got a car that runs badly, but it's running. It got there, it ran, it drove on the trailer. I'm not lying, you heard it running. It got there with its own steam, which is amazing. I didn't think that was going to happen. So, flowers and all, dead flowers. It's a band, isn't it? We are ready to do the rest of the things that I haven't done because it was fighting too hard and I didn't want to do it. And then we'll have a crack at setting base timing and have a start on the mixtures and that, and then it'll go over to that room over there if everything goes according to plan, and we'll start tuning. Alright. It's made it off the trailer. It drove off the trailer. Excellent. So we'll leave the guys to it to do what they need to do. I'm not going to hang about for this one. I've got so many things on the go. I need to focus on some other things while this is being tuned. There's still some plugs to sort out. Obviously tying knots with wires isn't very good for conductivity, but there's a couple of little things like that. But basically it's just about ready to make a start. Should look pretty good. Okay, let's go do something else. So, a little while later, it's in the dyno room. It's been running. It's had an engine oil change. It's had some stuff and things done to make it more betterer. It's actually running pretty good. It is not making massive power. It's like the turbo is the wrong size really for this deal, but that's okay. We'll just work with what we have. These are the ingredients. We'll bake the cake with those. So far I think we were at, I was going to show you this screen, but it's not turned on, about 210 kilowatts at the hubs, which is not big money for what this is. That was at I think about 18 psi, 1.2 bar. So we are going to put a little bit more boost in it. It is stock internals, so we don't want to throw a rod, and we'll give it a couple of runs and see where we're at. Setting up the boost to run more boost. You've got to be a bit cautious about it so you don't overshoot. Oh. As it turns out, it actually made no boost. That was a boost leak. If you look hard enough on the previous piece of video that I just did, you might see it. Just there was a boost leak. The clamp hadn't been done up tight enough, probably my bad. We popped the hose off. It's alright. You find these things while you're doing stuff and things, so that's sorted. Let's carry on. Good timing, eh? Right, let's go! Alright, so more boost really wasn't achieving anything. It was another 3 or 4 psi or something for 5 kilowatts, which is meh, why bother? So we'll pull that back out, but as a comparison, here's a stock 1JZ, this dashed red line there, and this is where this one here is. So it's, depending how you want to argue about it, it's better, not at this point here, but it's better beyond there. It's certainly not as good as it potentially could be with some changes, but you bake the cake that you bake with the ingredients that you're given, right? So this is the package that we've got, and this is the results that we get. So I think there's probably some improvements that could be made. It's just a case of how much money you want to throw at it. So at this point in time, I'm pretty sure we're going to call it that's that, and he'll run it as it is, enjoy it for a little bit, and then we'll come back to making more power later on, potentially. Alright, a little bit less boost, back to where we were before, about 18 or something, and we'll run it up to 7,500 RPM. Should be more than capable of handling that. We were only at 6.5 before, so probably will make a little bit more power, but it will be dropping away, we think. To drop, and it falls off there. So no, it didn't make more power, but there's more area under the graph because we've got more revs. Okay, so on that particular run, we actually ran out of petrol. So that wasn't very good. Fuel gauge is lying. Cars, man, they cause dramas sometimes. So we've uploaded another 20 litres of 98 in there at $3.08 a litre. Jeebus. And we'll carry on. I may not be here for that. There may be, the next step might be me at home. Well, let's see. Back in the workshop, obviously. Mid to late afternoon now. I've been trying to clean up the workshop so that we can get it to the point where when we're looking at rebuilding the engine for the Blue Z here, I can actually clean things up properly and not worry about contaminating the fresh engine with I don't know, birds' nests falling from the ceiling or whatever. Not that we have birds' nests in here, but anyway, so I haven't heard anything from the tune shop, so I believe the car probably carried on doing what it was doing, and it's going to make whatever it was, 210 kilowatts. I don't expect that it made more. It could be a restriction with the exhaust that is potentially too small for that setup, although I would be surprised. We've run 250 kilowatts on a 300ZX before with twin 2.5-inch exhausts, and no issues with back pressure there, taking the mufflers off and not gained any power at all, didn't change anything at all. So that kind of leads me to think that we can support 250 kilowatts with a 2.5-inch exhaust. Makes sense. That car, the BMW, maybe not. Don't know. We can look into that later on. I just was tidying up, like I say, I was tidying up some things and actually found a lambda bung, an exhaust O2 sensor bung that has got a thread drilled and tapped into it to suit a pressure port, so we could actually bang that into the downpipe and see what our exhaust back pressure is from the actual exhaust system, and see whether there is a problem there or not. I can't imagine it is, but hey, whatever, we can look into it later. It's probably too late for that now. I would imagine the car's probably off the dyno by now and onto other things. So that's basically a conclusion with that side of things. There are a few things to sort out. I do need to look and see why we don't have any of the CAN system functioning. You would assume there's got to be some sort of a wiring, I'm spitting that out badly today, wiring issue with the car. Now, I did chop and change the wiring specialties harness, and it specifically says don't do that, blah, blah, blah. But it should be pretty capable of putting wires back where they were, just shorter. But we'll see. Maybe I've made an error. Maybe I've been caught out by their diagram with the plugs A and B drawn as being the exact same type of plug, which they aren't. Anyway, Friday, isn't it? Time for a cold drink. Have a good weekend. I'll do an unboxing thing. That might happen tomorrow. We'll see. For the blue car. There's the other blue car, not the blue BMW. This car here. We got some things and some boxes that I'm sure you guys will be pleased to see. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.